We have just had a fantastic chat with a guest we've just met, but it feels like we've known her forever. Morgan Mitchell, welcome to the dos&d show.
Hey guys, how are we?
Good. That is a good feeling. We were just exchanging tattoos. Well, obviously not me. I don't
you're
have
about
one.
to get one.
Yeah. Well, now it's open on the air that I'm getting one. But you were having a nice little chat there about your tats.
Well, Morgan, I think a great place to start. Tell us that story you just told us about your tattoo on your hand, because that is incredible.
So it's this one. That one. I was actually bored back in 2017, coming back from my European season. I was flying from London to Switzerland. I'll get the photo up later. And I just started like drawing on my hand, and I thought, oh, that looks kind of cool. I'll just go home and get it tattooed. And I messaged my friend, I sent him the photo, and I was like, hey, what do you reckon? He's like, yeah, Morgan, you always come in here with the weirdest ideas. Like, let's just do it. So I landed home, and I honestly went straight into the studio and got tattooed. And I was telling you guys like how I nearly passed out because I was like hungover, I'm jet lagged. It's on my non-dominant hand, so everything always hurts.
On your hand too?
Yeah, I was only like, how old was I back in the day? 22 at the time.
Yep.
And I remember showing Mum, and she nearly fainted. She was just like, what the fuck? What have I raised? But I've got a few. I think I'm done, but...
What's the most painful place to get a tattoo?
Well, I was just saying ribs. I've done ribs.
Feet.
Top
of your foot.
Wait, do you have that? Oh, yeah, you said
yeah. So that my like Olympic tattoos are on the top of my feet.
Nice.
And then your ear. So not like the side or the back. You know how people say, it's my ear?
Yeah.
But on your actual ear, I cried. First time ever. Would not recommend.
What did you get there?
Just some lines.
What about the lip? Did that hurt?
No, I was 19 and pretty drunk.
The best time to get them.
Yeah. It's so embarrassing. I'm not even going to show people.
It's like you didn't even want us to bring that up. Actually.
I really want to see that. Can you show us after the podcast?
I can show you guys now.
Oh.
Bad. No, that's okay. We're not going to judge on the podcast.
No, not at all.
No judging at all.
Don't worry. I've got a really embarrassing quote on my hand in Spanish.
What does it say?
Well, it just means it just means without fear or fearless in Spanish. Because I was learning Spanish and going around America having fun. So
everyone has a story.
Well, we're talking about meanings of tattoos, and you were saying, sometimes you would have to make up the meanings of your tats, but why do you feel like you have to justify?
To convince my poor mother to get my first tattoo when I was 8, like I was like freshly 18. I'm like, I'm getting a tat. Like, what else do you do when you're 18? So. And Mum was not for it.
She's like, go to uni.
Get a girlfriend.
Exactly. Right. Do something with your life. Dad was all for it because he's covered. So Dad was fine. Dad put me onto his tattooist straight away. So it was easy. Yeah, I got booked in the next morning and didn't even get to design it. And I'm not that happy with it. But anyway.
Well, his dad was a bodybuilder, so it was good tattooist, I'm sure.
Yeah, but essentially I said to Mum, what if it means you? Like, what if?
She can't speak Spanish. She'll never know.
No, this is the tiger on my arm, right? So I said, if it represents you in some way, do you allow it? Next thing, she's next to me on the internet going through design. She's like, oh, I like that.
Really?
So there's a little tip to the listeners if you want to convince your parents.
I actually got my mum's name, funnily enough.
Well, that's much more. That's better. You got it as an extra.
On my ankle. Yeah, because I was in the same boat. She's like, why would you get tats, rah. I'm like, oh, well, I got your name. Silence. I'm like, she likes it.
That is smart, Morgan. That's smart. Well, there's so much to cover with you, and we're going to cover different aspects of your life because there's more to what we probably see on social media too. But tell us a little bit, firstly, about what you do in terms of your Olympic drive, your running career. It's quite fascinating. We're quite naive to the sport. We don't know much, so we're going to probably ask a lot of dumb questions. But we're very interested to hear the life of a sprinter.
Far out. It's funny because like a lot of people don't know what athletics is about or what it entails, and in my head I'm like, oh, you honestly just kind of go to the track and run. Like it's it's not like AFL where the ball's just flinging around everywhere. You kind of just get your lane and go for it. But I started when I was 6 and then I quit because I feel like I'm flogging a dead horse. It's just a story that everyone knows and has heard a million times.
Well, we haven't heard it, so...
Yeah. But I quit because I just wanted to party. You know when, like, you get your fake ID, Melbourne's just... Does anyone remember billboards?
Yeah.
Be careful. We had the owner of billboards in here last week on the show.
I used
former.
It.
Oh, good. Yeah, positive.
Inflation doesn't count as well. Thursdays, you can still get the $5 shots.
Do you still get the text, by any chance? I get text every Saturday night saying, show this for free entry.
Yeah. Oh, mate, we should honestly just have a reunion there.
I never went to billboards. Nah.
Back in like
2010,
2009. Oh, so good. I had my sister's fake ID. But I
how old were you then? You were not legal.
Yeah, no, I was like 16, 17.
Okay.
But I can't Did I just like...
No. I went out with mates.
We've heard a lot worse on this podcast.
I've actually got a great story actually, because I was the first one 18 out of all my mates.
Yeah.
We went to a local nightclub and my dad picked us up from a party, drove us to the nightclub, and the whole way there, my mate, he's 17. Basically, I had to pretend and remember his fake name on the fake ID. And then we get to the front. Even my dad was in on it. He goes, "Now, boys, remember the name. We get to the front. And the bouncer and the lady at the front must have known. And then she said to me, and I was fucked. And she goes, "Oh, Wade, how's your night been? Yeah, good. And who are you here with?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm here with Tommy." And that wasn't his name on the ID. And she goes, "See you later, boys." And took his ID.
Where were you trying to get into?
Naka
one?
No, we're Mornington boys. It was just a Mornington club.
Cool. Yeah, what was it called? My sister lives down there.
Cruise, it was called.
We had Mint Lounge in Werribee.
Mint Lounge.
I've heard of that.
It just closed down. I'm shouting.
I think I might have actually gone there one night. Yeah.
I was saying this club in Werribee was so good. You would get people from the east coming over to party.
Really?
I was explaining to my friends the other day. I was like, it is a huge deal for anyone from the east to get across the Westgate, let alone drive all the way to fucking Werribee.
Yeah.
This club was sick.
Really?
So no, every local town has one.
Wow. So take us back to it. So we're billboards are 16 years old.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Went on a bit of a tangent.
Pussy shots. Oh my God, they're my favourite. And then I never really, I loved school just for the social aspect, but I never really went because I was too busy with my sister's ID. And so, I was fucked. But I also played netball at the same time, so I kind of had to pick and choose. My older sister and I were super competitive, and I was like, well, I've partied. We both just made the state team for netball. We have nationals soon. I want to start athletics again because Rio's the host city for the 2016 Olympic Games. Party.
Yep.
If I start running, I can go to Rio for free because I could not afford it. And then that year in year 12, I messaged my coach saying, I want to go to the Olympics in 4 years. I wish I still had the text. He's like, come down on Thursday and let's just run some laps. Let's just start there. And so my sister and I made the Aussie team for netball. And then that year as well, 2 weeks later, I made the Aussie team for athletics, like the World Juniors, which is the Olympics for young kids. And this is so funny. I remember the world champs for netball being in Ballarat and the world champs for track were in Barcelona. My mum sat me down. She's like, look, they're at the same time. What do you want to do? I was like, are you fucking serious? I'm going to Barcelona. What the hell? But I'm so glad I did that because it was the first time in my life I knew I had to just shut down all the immaturity, the partying, this, that, the other. And I just knew going to that, making my first Aussie team, it sounds so weird to say it out loud, but I just knew I was going to go to the Olympics from that moment. I went to Barcelona. I think I dropped 2 or 3 seconds on my PB. It was an awesome trip. Still have some of my best mates from that trip now. And it's crazy to think something I wanted since I was 6 years old then manifested when I was 18. And when I tell you I was a fucking wild child, you would not I don't even know how I made it.
Yeah, I've got ideas in my head. Yeah.
Oh my God. But to fast forward 4 years and I'm, on the start line in Rio was just the best feeling ever as a 21-year-old.
Of course.
And you just get addicted to that feeling. So athletics is cool. We pretty much have our Aussie season from October till March. So that's the Aussie summer. And then straight away we go away for a training camp in America, March, April, May. And then the European season kicks off. So we'll do that for about 3 months and then there's a major at the end. So it usually goes Olympics, World Champs, Com Games, World Champs, Olympics in that kind of cycle. So it's a pretty, to be honest, being able to have a Europe trip for about 12 years straight is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, definitely.
I know, I'm in it for the, I want to see how fast I can run and get the most out of my career. But I said to him, being a girl from Werribee with a single mum and no money, being able to finally travel the world and do what I want is just the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, so. I don't be offended by this, but no, when you're saying that, I think of Nick Kyrgios because Nick Kyrgios is not necessarily in it for I don't care if I'm not the world number one. I don't care if I'm not winning Grand Slams, but he's good at it. He does it, but he just has a good time while doing it.
Yeah. I think that's important. And I think I know a lot of sport people look to sports stars, the greats, and they're like, oh, I just want to be like him. He puts in all this hard work. And it's I've always loved people that kind of do enjoy that, but you also need to enjoy life. And I do try to ingrain that in some of my students, some of my training partners who are a lot younger than me. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. And there can only be one. And I think you should work towards that for sure. But don't forget that life's for living and you have to actually enjoy it. Not too many people get to do what we do. And I know a lot of athletes are too scared to say, fuck, I just really want to, we're based in Nice this year in the south of France. And a lot of athletes hated us for it. We can base fucking anywhere if there's a track and a gym. Who cares? Like, that's just what we want to do. Sorry, we don't want to be in the back streets of Germany on a farm. Like, get over it.
Yeah.
If you want to do it, make it happen. Like,
For sure. Eat the baguette. Eat the croissants. You know.
oh my God. Paris is
Drink
sick.
the coffee.
France is sick.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I've never been, but only dreams.
So good.
Yeah. Well, actually, we were talking off air. My sister's boyfriend, Will, they just come back from Europe, and he was hopping around from Germany to Scotland to here and everywhere for races. And sounded quite amazing.
so
But
good.
when's the moment you find out or know that you were seriously quick? Because there's one thing like thinking like it's all well and good to have goals and dreams, but I mean, I don't know enough about it, but I'm guessing to some extent there's got to be some genetics play a part, because I don't know if you could train anybody to be running 800 meters in 2 minutes. Like,
I think it does. Like, a lot of it is genetics, a lot of it is hard work, but I think athletics is easy. If you see the times that you're running in training, and then you just compare them to the comp. Yeah. And that's, for us, it's like, yep, I'm quick, or got a bit of work to do. Right now I have a bit of work to do, but that's the one thing I do love about the sport. There are no judges, there's nothing, it's just you and the clock. I do say anyone can run. I truly believe it. It's just those that don't, I guess, have the help of genetics do need to put in a lot more work. And sometimes they do come out on top. And like the perfect example, I think, for that is Conor McGregor. Yeah. When you watch his like documentary, read his book or whatever else he has, and just hear his story, it's like, far out. 2 left feet. Mr. 2 left feet ends up knocking out, world number ones, and has a yacht and a business line. And I just think that's just so cool. It really does just come down to the work that you want to put in. But yeah, it's not for everyone.
But is there a moment that you are told or you find out? When is that moment where you've got something in you that is
special?
Yeah.
You can say it. Yeah. I kind of knew when I was young.
Yeah.
Like, for me it was little athletics. Like,
so are you winning everything?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But I was such a humble kid.
I hated kids like you.
There goes Morgan again. Yeah.
But I felt so
me
bad
for the
for all
third time.
my friends. So I'd like cross the line and be like, oh fuck, like get off the track and just shake their hands and then take all your friends to get a hot dog or an icy pole, or that's honestly why I ran, was just to see my mates. And winning everything, I'd be like, Mum, I kind of want to like share it.
You didn't let others win, did you?
Fuck no.
Of course
deep down, I was like, I just
you had the right intent.
Yeah, because as a kid, and especially when you play, I grew up playing basketball and netball as well. I love team sports. So I saw athletics as a team sport, even though it is very much individual. I wanted everyone to celebrate a win.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm sorry, I can't help it.
No, but I find it fascinating because there has to be for everybody that moment where you go, okay, I've got something in me that most people don't have.
Well, with a footballer, for example, typically you're 16 or 15, and someone there's someone amongst the what would you call it, the Interleague or TSC Cup, or just that level above that might be scouting. So is there scouting involved? Like, do you have a local athletics club that you run at, and then there might be someone that's watching, and you get invited to another group of runners? I'm not sure.
No, it's not like that at all. It's like I said, just comes down to time. So if you're coming in the top 3, 4, 5 and you're hitting the time, you're pretty much, you just know you've got that qualifying time to make it to the next race. And then you just enter the next race. And if that goes well, then you enter the next one. And it all just evens out, because the people that do select, who runs in these certain races, like the top tier ones, will look at your time and be like, okay, well, she's too slow. She's not racing this one. And then you got to keep working at it to get in the big races, which are now called Diamond Leagues. It used to be the Golden League or whatever. And they're all taking place in Europe. But within Australia, we have like the mini series, and it's the same thing. The selectors will look at who's running fast, who hasn't. And then you can also see it in this online portal where each week the races, all the results from every single race get uploaded. You can see the top 100 in the world, who's doing what. Wow. You can scale it down to certain countries, age levels, whatever you want. And I think that's kind of nice. Every athlete's always on it, like, fuck, where am I at now?
Like Strava,
Yeah, oh, God. My coach in Strava, she loves Strava.
Yeah.
But I think that's cool. And once you do get to that certain level, you just know, okay, I know you can kind of just pick which races you do want to run. And the last few years I've been injured, so I've just gone down a little bit and I'm racing locally and I just want to find my feet again. And I love being vulnerable. I'm like, oh, it's whatever. I've already had my golden days and hoping to get them back. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's such an easy sport in terms of that. Like,
we see how hard you work. Like, there's one thing, we're like, I don't think it's that easy.
Yeah, that's
but
a good point.
imagine I couldn't imagine playing footy and you know you're better than someone, but say the coach just likes them more. Whereas I'm like, oh, you don't have to fucking like me, but if I'm running quicker than a girl that you love, I'm still going to get that lane. Otherwise, you look like an idiot. Whereas if I knew I wasn't getting selected because I was not liked, punches would be thrown. I'm such a sore loser. I couldn't do that.
I was reading something this morning actually about you, which I found really fascinating. I don't know if it was.
Let's hope it's true.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You can squash it.
I love how he said this morning, dude. Like, you know, we've been preparing for a month for it. You know, it's.
Well, you got to freshen these things up. You need to freshen your mind. Gosh, now I'm thrown off. But I don't know if it was a coach or something that changed in you, but it's basically said you went from running like 15 kilometers a week to like 60 to 70 kilometers a week.
Yeah.
What was the method behind that change, and what did it actually do to you?
Oh, so I used to be a 400 meter sprinter.
Yep.
And in 2018, it was the worst year of my life on the track. It was Com Games, home Com Games as well, right? And you think you'd be in tip-top shape. I was not.
Billboards coming, hunting again.
I was not. And my coach and I parted ways, unfortunately. Then my gym coach left for overseas, and my physio just went MIA. And this is 3 months out from Com Games. And I don't really now I can speak on it. But in the moment when I'm injured, sick, or going through shit, I just don't like telling people because it just causes more drama. There are a lot more rumors and people want to have their opinion on your life. So I kept it quiet, but I was struggling and I hated it. I ran okay. Relay, we missed out on a medal. And I sat down after Com Games like, what the fuck am I doing in this sport? Like, I actually hate it. There's no support. Everyone's just left and I look like the idiot because I'm not going to tell anyone what's going on. And so I switched to the 800. I contacted my new coach and I said to her, Liz, I am going away on a Europe trip for 3 months. You won't see me. But when I get back, will you coach me to the 800? I want to go to Tokyo. So this is 2018. I want to go to the Tokyo Olympics for the 800. I hate the 400. I don't want to be a part of it. And it was either literally retire on the spot or try a different event. And she said, okay, well, have fun in Europe and I'll see you when you're back. I got back. Again, hungover, jet lagged, so overweight. And going from a sprinter running 15 kilometers a week, she said, we need to get you fit. And so she gradually built me up, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, all the way up to 60K a week to run the 800 because you do need, the miles in the legs. And it got to a certain point in the new year and I was like, fuck Tokyo, it's 2019, I reckon we can make worlds. And she was like, these girls are like quick, don't, just because you're a sprinter, don't come here with that attitude. I'm like, nah, we'll make it. I just had so much belief in her as a coach because she understood me as a person. And we go over to Europe on this 60 kilometer a week. I think I'd only been doing it for about a month. And we dropped the time and we're on our way to Doha. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So that was the reason why I had to actually, ditch the shorter work and kind of commit to the longer stuff. But to see it pay off, it was just, for her as well, it was the coolest thing ever. Because I remember when we did move to the 800, I had all these coaches and, the head coaches and other people coming in out of nowhere, by the way. They just have their say when they think something's wrong. And they're like, just do the relay. Like, you're still a sprinter. It's like, no, fuck you guys. I'm going on the fucking 8. Like, it's just been hell. No one really understands what you're going through unless they know, right? And now I'm speaking on it. And so, to see that pay off, and now I'm going to go back to the 4. I think I just get a little bit bored. I'm going to do, hopefully, both next year. It's just kind of nice, like, when you take control of your life and it goes the way you want. So, that's why I moved up.
That's awesome.
I'm just thinking back to the feeling for you when, you're about to compete in a Com Games in your own country on the Goldie.
Yeah.
But then 3 months before, your team basically, disappear.
Yeah.
And then you underperform to what the standards you have on yourself. On home soil, I'm sure there was a lot of expectation, a lot of pressure from yourself, but also externally. How was that feeling? On your own home turf, you've probably been looking forward to it for ages. You've been counting down the years, or the days, if not the years. How was that kind of feeling actually finishing that? Was it deflating? Or did you feel shit? What was the feeling?
Going into it, I felt shit because all eyes were on me and I got a lot of media attention and people hated me for that anyway. Like, I'm fucking contacting Channel 7, hey, come and interview me. Like, what? So there was a lot of jealousy in the team, which sucked. And I just got really nervous because I like to keep to myself. I have like my 3 friends on a team and I'll just hang out with them or sit in my room and fucking play internet chess. Like I'm a very low-key person. And I remember getting to the start line thinking, I had Emma Murray in my corner and she knew what was going on, my psych. And she was like, just breathe and have fun. Like there's not much you can do. You've done all you can with such a rough year. Just get out there and have fun. And so I remember, I'm pretty sure I took like a shot of tequila.
I love how so many great stories start with this. Yeah.
I was like, I just have to calm down. And the only way I know how to calm down, and I ran a season's best, I'm pretty sure, in the semi. Didn't make the final, but we made the final of the relay. But honestly, crossing the line, I was just relieved. I was like, get me the fuck off this track. Get me to like Byron or something and let me just chill out, because there was just so much head noise. And, you know, you really do take on everyone else's energy, especially when it's like a home anything. You know, like Aussies go hard, and that was cool, but across the line, I'm like, off season.
You saw the World Cup, the Women's World Cup, like the Matildas, like
nuts.
It was insane.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure you might have been on that band. I was on the bandwagon.
Yeah,
I was.
For sure.
I had the shirt and the posters up. And,
I think we all were.
Yeah. You know, and it's the same when it comes to athletics.
Oh, for sure. And sometimes as an athlete, you just want people to understand, like, we love the support, but also you have to understand we genuinely are human. Like imagine someone going to your day job and sitting over you, you've got not just one person, 100,000 people looking at you doing accounting. If you don't do it the right way, they're going to start yelling shit. You're fucking dumb. You're an idiot. Like, can you imagine that in your everyday job? And people would be like, yeah, but you signed up for it. On the dotted line, it doesn't say, and you will cop all the abuse you get. It's like, be a better person. Understand that we're just trying our best, and sometimes we all have a story, and that's why things aren't going our way, and you know what I mean? So
where does the abuse like come from?
Oh,
like in terms of great, I got a bra today.
How long does this podcast go for?
but like, for what angles do they take? Because in some, like we've had some athletes on this podcast talk about it's to do with gambling, like AFL players and soccer players, and that's like. But for you guys, why? Where does the abuse come from? Like, for what reason would you get abused?
I get abused for fucking everything. It's so funny. When I had someone make a 17-minute YouTube video on me, bullying me about my body. Literally about my body. Yeah. And my friends were like, look, we've watched it. Don't watch it because we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But it's like.
You didn't watch it, did you?
No, I watched the first 30 seconds and started crying, and then I was like, oh, no, I didn't even know him.
That's horrible.
Yeah, and it's...
Was that an Australian person?
No, he was American. Funnily enough, with a daughter and a wife, and he's bagging a young female. I was like 23 or 24 at the time. But I'm always, you know...
And was he a former world champion in running?
No, he's one of those like buff gym...
Oh, okay.
And because I'm a vegan, it's like, oh, you just need a steak and a hug. And I'm like...
What the...
I honestly don't ever really tell anyone anymore that I'm vegan, purely because when the Game Changers came out, it came with a lot of negative backlash. And I'm like 21 years old at the time when it did come out. Like, I'm just living. Like, I got asked to do to be in a documentary, and
you didn't
some
ask
of
for
it
it
was positive. Yeah, but there's always people going at me for my diet, my coaching choices, my body, my work away from the track. Like, anytime I breathe, they're like, oh God, here she goes again, stealing all the oxygen. And I think that's why in the past few years, I've probably taken a step back from athletics in the sense that I still train, but I'm not as vocal about my choices in life because someone always has an issue. I don't usually do podcasts that often, if ever, because usually it just gives people an angle. But now I'm working with my psych, and he's amazing. He's like, Morgan, fuck them all off. Like, it's your life.
Yeah.
Don't let their energy in. And we're working really hard on that. And the last few months, I've just felt so much better because of it. But it is funny. It all started when I was 18. So for the past 10, 11 years, now that I'm 29, I've copped nothing but abuse. And still there's support, but the support usually only comes from either really young fans or just family and friends. And everyone else, I don't even know if people would watch this, but it is funny, like the people that bag me, they would watch some of this stuff like, oh, we didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys were the fucking bullies. Like, what do you mean? Just because I get to do certain things away from the track, people think my life's fun and shiny, but I still had social anxiety. I still have like certain things go on that I'm trying to control. And just because people see things going good doesn't mean I'm always good mentally or in a good place spiritually or energetically or whatever. So I think that's like the hardest part. And that's something I'm definitely working on, like especially with commenting on women's bodies in sport. Even men cop it too. But for me, it's just like, it's a big no-no.
Yeah.
We have to get out there in undies and a crop top, which is hard enough. We're not Victoria's Secret models. Like,
Well, the thing that, to make a 17-minute YouTube video about,
pathetic, yeah.
a young girl's body,
Yeah.
I don't quite understand what goes through someone's head to do that. Like,
what gives you the right or why does anybody want to hear your opinion on that in the first place?
And then post all this misinformation about my racing. I'm like, no kidding, mate. I've come dead last. I've come first. I've come fourth. I've done this. I'm so used to all of that, but at least get the facts right.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to comment on me, at least, like, post information that's correct. But to say, like, oh, she's got cottage cheese thighs and this and that.
Wow.
I'm like, and?
Yeah.
Now I'm at this point where I just don't care anymore. I'm like, okay, moving on.
So in amongst your teammates and other, well, not necessarily teammates because you're all individual athletes, but people that you train with and those that you're close with, in that moment or in that instance when you are copying it all the time, do you feel like sometimes you or other specific athletes cop it more than others? And then how do they respond to that, knowing that you might cop it more? I don't know if it's because you're in the media more so or you've been on the Game Changers doco, I'm not sure. But like, when you're training together, like those ones that probably don't cop it as much as you, how do they support you in that?
Oh, they're amazing. I mean, it's like any kind of family or friend that you have. They just remind you how much they love you. And then like they remind you of your worth and all of that. And I think that's quite nice because I'm a very open, outspoken person anyway. So if I'm feeling it, I have no poker face. You'll see. If I'm angry, you'll know. If I'm sad, you'll know. If I'm happy, you'll know. But I've surrounded myself with a really good small group of people who I trust with my life. So anytime now I hear a rumor or whatever, I just know, I'm like, whatever. There's like 5 people in my life that know the real me.
Yeah.
And we all know the truth. And if that's not the truth, then you know what it's like. The older you get, the less you have time for BS. I don't know what came over me.
Agreed.
Yeah. I turned 27, 28, and I'm like, oh, fuck it. 25-year-old me would like cry in a toilet for about 5 days. But now I'm like, okay, well, there's more to life and there's a lot more shit going on than what the back of my butt and thighs is doing. You know what I mean? Like, let's actually care about shit that we should care about in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's tough because I mean, you do to some extent. You have to have that, like, because we haven't had 17-minute YouTube videos made about us, but we
honestly, if you get time, actually watch it because it's pretty fun.
Oh gosh,
I'd hate to hear what they say about my body. Honestly.
But and it's funny. Like I don't know. Like we cop our fair share too. Like through TikTok and Instagram, and they're always like small comments. And we actually, when they're clever and witty, we often bring them up as
respect it.
Comment of the week on the show, and we clap. Say, mate, actually, well done. I couldn't say
that was quite funny. Yeah.
But I can understand. Like as you're younger, we're older too, so it's like it's easier to cop that kind of thing. But as a younger person, it must be really tough. But take us to 2021 and take us to Tokyo. That must have been incredible.
No.
The experience.
No, it was tough because it was COVID. Yeah. And I had a torn Achilles, or partially torn Achilles. So, again, I didn't tell anyone. I should have just said something and I should have probably pulled out in hindsight. But it was COVID. I was stuck in Sydney trying to qualify. And I had the last day, two of my best mates paced me around the track. I had the points to make the team, but I needed to prove fitness.
So just before you go on, explain to us and the listeners who don't understand, when you say points to qualify, what does that mean?
So like world ranking points, if you're in the top 42, you can make it. If you have the auto qualifier, you're automatically on the list.
Okay.
And then whoever doesn't automatically qualify have to rack up all of these ranking points to make the team. And usually in the past, I would just always run the time we're on. Easy. This year, I tear my Achilles in a race at the start of the season, and for the whole year, we're like hobbling to the start line. And I remember telling my coach, I just want to go to Tokyo, new event. It'd be cool to go to 2 different Olympics in 2 different events. And she was like, fuck me, like, you're training at like 50%. What do you expect? I'm like, a miracle, bitch. Let's go. That's what I expect. We had the last night in Sydney, and because of lockdown, I couldn't fly home to see my coach or my family. So I was there for about 3 weeks, and you can imagine the mental toll. Everyone was going through it, right? Like, especially in Melbourne, we had it the worst. You couldn't go anywhere. And if you came home, you had to quarantine and do all this. And it was the last day, and I said to my best mate, will you help me? Will you pace me? I have the points. I just need to run 2:01. And she was like, fuck, all right, let's get after it.
So when you say, sorry, I'm being
No.
no, pace me, what does that mean?
Oh,
It means
sorry,
you're
yeah.
literally-
Pacing is where they go out in front of you. So
Okay.
we do 2 laps in the 8. She'll
Yep.
run the first one at the perfect pace to help me get around the second lap at whatever time I need to get.
Okay.
So they kind of set the pace
Gotcha.
for what you need to run.
I understand.
And we said to certain people in a certain position, let's do it on Saturday. 23, sunny. And if we don't get it, we can do it again on Sunday. And Athletics New South Wales were amazing. The other people were like, you'll do it on Sunday night at 8:30 because the cutoff was at 12 a.m. And I said
On Sunday night.
Yeah. And I was like to Laura,
Oh.
they really don't want me to make this fucking team. And I think that's one thing I do love is when my back's up against a wall, I get so just angry. I'm stubborn. I'm a bitch. Like, so to Laura, let's fucking get it. Like, I don't give a shit. Let's go. And so I had 2 boys pace me instead. They took me around and oh my God, we crossed the line. And I think we were half a second under the time that we needed.
Amazing.
And my Achilles after was like, better sit down. But I was on the plane to Tokyo. And that
Wow.
was really cool because we hadn't seen any of our friends all year because we couldn't travel. So that part of Tokyo was awesome, being able to reconnect with athletes. But at the same time, we had to test every single day. You could only enter the village 2 days before your race and then leave 2 days after. So it kind of killed the Olympic experience, especially given
This is
been
COVID.
Yeah, so the 16-year-old you who was excited for all the partying,
Oh,
and the
partying
Olympic
in
village,
Tokyo,
that got taken away.
Yeah.
I was shattered. And so I left and then we had to quarantine up in the Northern Territory, which I wasn't mad about because I was just tanning every day.
Yeah, fair
I
enough.
was like, yeah, this is sick. I can just lie here like a lizard, whatever. But at the same time, I'm super grateful because although it wasn't the complete Olympic experience, we still got to leave. We still got to go overseas. We still got to run at the Olympics. And I felt so bad because people at home were literally losing loved ones. So it kind of, although I didn't compete to, at the level I wanted, I'm like, well, fuck me. Like, my life's pretty good considering. So that's a part I'm happy with. But now that Paris is coming up, I'm like, all right, let's go. There's no COVID. There's Paris. There's Europe. There's this. There's that. Let's actually get it right this time.
Yeah. This is going to sound really, and this is because I'm interested in this question. Do athletes, if you're flying over for Tokyo Olympics, do you get to fly business class or do you fly economy?
That's a great question.
No, well, I upgraded. I sound like
Nice.
such a dick. No, I upgraded. I paid to
Yeah.
upgrade.
Oh, so you paid. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not like, yeah. Okay.
I just I don't know. Oh.
I've never.
I
I've
mean,
never-
you had to draw tattoos on yourself. So
Yeah,
you need the extra
and I
legroom.
saved up for it. I was like, you know what?
Look
it's the
after
Olympics.
Achilles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But shout out to all the sponsors. They help us get there. And then it's up to us if we want to upgrade. But I'm pretty sure, I remember in Rio, if you won a gold, Rio, if you won a gold medal, you got to fly home in business.
Oh.
I didn't win gold, so I was in cattle class in the back. And I was fucking
So what would be what you'd be shattered about if you missed out on gold by like a 0.5 of a second, you got silver and no business class on the way
Oh,
home.
could
Like,
you imagine?
like, that'd be shit house.
They're walking left, you're going right.
surely a podium gets you business class.
Yeah,
Like,
fuck,
yeah.
wouldn't that be nice? But yeah, Tokyo I upgraded, but
what's business
I don't know.
like? Never been.
Yeah.
I feel so bad. Like,
Don't.
I don't want to sound it's not an arrogant thing.
No,
I mean,
it's
it
not
is
at
what
all.
it is. It's just nice because you get to lie down. Like, I'm a big
That's
napper.
that's what appeals to me.
Yeah, and the food's great, like whatever, but and the
Oh,
alcohol.
you can't drink, can you? On the way home?
No,
Oh,
on the way home. Oh, in off season though, I'm fucking mate. There's
Go
nothing
for it.
better
Go
than a
for
couple
it.
of reds on.
Oh, Reds. Pinot or Shiraz? Or... Yeah, nice. I love a Pinot.
But I'm
Noir.
actually just a tequila girl now. I don't
Tequila?
know what, yeah.
Yeah.
2 double shot on the rocks, and it's got to be
Double
in
shot on
there.
the
Wow.
rocks.
Yeah.
I'll never drink tequila again.
No, if you do it
No.
on the rocks, that's what I tell all my friends. It's the best
Sip
thing ever.
it. Sip tequila.
Yeah, yeah.
Never
Really?
So good. Yeah.
Wow.
That's
It's-
like Terramana, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
I've
he
had
drinks his
that.
like that.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's always
so-
posting about it. Yeah.
You should try it. It's
Yeah.
tequila's the best. But yeah, no, that business, honestly, I just love it because you can lie down.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I love my sleep.
Fair enough. I mean, talk to us a little bit about money in the sport. How does it work? Like, I know it's a very broad and simple question, but
it's so funny. We get asked this all the time, and it's like there is no money in the sport.
Yeah.
so when you say, like, you mentioned sponsors before,
Yeah.
is it your responsibility to get your own sponsors, or is that what the upper bodies,
No.
governing bodies? No, so you.
How do I? So
Do you have an agent?
yeah, I have a
Okay.
manager, and that's usually their job.
Okay.
Before I had my manager, I had a bit of a break. I wanted to manage myself, and if you're lucky, things just flow. Like I always tell people within the sport, have hobbies outside and showcase those hobbies. I don't care if it's fashion like what I'm doing or science or whatever. Someone with similar hobbies will pick up on it, will love that you're an Olympian or that you're a runner, and will want to help. But no one seems to listen to me, whatever. And then Athletics Australia have a tiered structure of who they will give their funds to. I'm not on it. I got off it after Tokyo. And yeah, so we've got like podium potential, podium ready, podium potential, all the way down to development. There's not a lot of money, but it's still something, right? Like, and they get access to the VIS or AIS or whatever sporting institute that they're from in their state. And then other athletes either just, I guess they have a job, they rely on prize money or sponsors. And I'm fully aware that I'm in a very lucky position where I have some amazing sponsors. Shout out Jagged Mizuno.
Very nice.
But I also...
Mizuno, I must say, that actually I've had one pair of the best runners I've ever had, and they were those. Yeah.
You're welcome. And great golf clubs, if you guys are into golf.
Really?
Golf clubs?
Yeah. Oh, incredible. I got to go
Is
there.
there a special discount you've got that you can...
Actually do, yeah.
I'm only joking, I'm only joking.
No, we can get you hooked up, 50% off.
Yeah, oh, wow.
Yeah. To be honest, the story behind the golf clubs that they make, it's incredible.
Really?
Yeah. So I only got into it this year. It was part of the contract, and I was like, oh, whatever. Had a hit in the sim, and I was like,
There you go.
I actually reckon I could quit athletics and...
So you've been playing a little bit?
No, I have. I'm into the fashion more.
Yeah.
Well, we are going to talk about fashion shortly.
Yeah. Golf's sick, though. It's just cool because it's still a sport, and I think it's just nice because you can get out there, it's sunny, you can tan, have a drink if you want to have a drink, be with some of your best mates, and just bag each other.
I love how it always
We
comes
were
back to
chatting about
tanning or drinking.
Oh, yeah. I'm actually sober at the moment, like because of the track season, but I do think I have a bit of...
Well, we'll hook you up with Trav, who we had on a couple of weeks ago. He owns all the biggest clubs in Melbourne. So
Perfect.
Well, we were talking about golf the other day. I don't think
Really?
I don't think I can get into it.
Not a patient man, though.
Oh, no.
I
See,
lack patience.
I love going out for 18.
Yeah.
but
It's a good way to just
I'm
wind
injured, so I
down.
can't.
And I'm shit at it. So like, if something I'm bad at, and I'm probably bad at a lot of things, but when you hit it and then it's a bad shot, and then you get angry, and then and then it happens again and again. I just don't see.
But
the
with
point.
golf, you only you hit one good shot, and that'll get you back
it
next
sets
week.
you up. Yeah.
True.
Sometimes you hit none and you're just like, what the fuck do I-
And I'm not in a golf buggy. I'm not in a golf cart. You're walking along with the buggy. Do you play with a cart?
I'm a princess, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Do you ever go
Sometimes I
out?
walk. Sometimes I walk, but no, I don't mind a bit of a... Because if I'm like...
Bit of a hoon.
if I'm hitting it shit, I'm like, let's fucking go. Knock off this course.
What about Albert Park at night? Do you ever hit the
I actually
driving
haven't
range?
been. I live across the road.
You need to do that at night time.
And they close at 11, and I've
Yeah.
never been.
It's
Is there a
fun.
bar there? You'd love it.
I am the bar. No, Byron Bay Golf Course. Mate,
Byron
you
Bay
gotta
Golf
go.
Course.
Stunning.
Wow.
Stunning. It is so pretty.
See, if you take up golf, like when you're traveling with your athletics, like that is a perfect hobby in the off
so
days.
good. I was
Yeah.
like knocking on the door when we were in Nice, and it was the Monte Carlo like sports club or whatever. I'm like, yeah, they'll let me in. Whatever. I'm like, fucking cool.
Yeah.
And they're like, membership's like 50 grand
Yeah.
euro. Get out of here.
Did you book 3 years ago? No.
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
bother.
Yeah. Get up,
What's
mate.
your last name again? Sorry. I was like, I'm going to take the train back.
Oh, it's worth a shot because you never know. There
Yeah.
could have been a last minute
True.
cancellation. And,
Yeah.
come on, we'll get you on. Talk to us a little bit about fashion. Is it Melbourne Fashion Week at the moment?
Yeah.
Forgive my ignorance.
No.
So, what's your this passion of yours of fashion? Where's that come from? Is it something you actually study?
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
study. I study fashion marketing and business with one of my best mates, Celeste. But it definitely comes from my mum. She's like the coolest person I've ever met. She just doesn't give a fuck about it. As I told you guys before, she really doesn't care. And I think that's why I love her, because she was a single mum and she just said, look, you're going to make a million mistakes. Just tell me the truth if you're ever in trouble and we'll move on with it. And with fashion as well, she would always say, just wear whatever you want. Who cares? Like, she would rock up to our athletics days. She had this like koi fish onesie, like a full-on long onesie jumpsuit with fish prints all over them, and she would just wear that smoking ciggies watching us run. And everyone loved her for it because she did not care.
That's
like,
yeah.
and I think that's where it comes from. I'll just like wear anything, however I'm feeling. I go off feel. I'm very fluid with my fashion, but I definitely get it from her. And I think I just love like the fact that I wanted something away from sport, and it's perfect because people in the fashion world really don't care about athletes at all. So you can just kind of like immerse yourself into their little thing and be whoever you want to be. So that's why I love it.
Yeah, what's it like in there? Like, so
Fuck, so fun.
is it? Have you made some? I guess. Well, I'm sure that like it's totally different to being on the track, but I'm sure you've made a whole new group of mates because of it.
Yeah,
totally
especially
good circle.
overseas. Like I got to go to New York Fashion Week about a month ago now.
Wow.
Yeah, that was awesome because I think Melbourne's very, what's the word for it? Like, not toned down. We're very reserved. You know, it's like a lot of blazers and business suits and stuff. Like,
You can say boring.
Conservative is the word. That's it.
Yeah, conservative.
Whereas New York, they're like, girl, you could rock up naked, no one's gonna bat an eye. Like, and I just love that you can just be whoever you want to be. But it is cool because you go over there and no one gatekeeps information. They're just like, oh, go to this party, see this person, do this, do that. And one of my best mates, Audrey, who works in that industry over in New York, she was like, yeah, we have this party tonight and Denzel Curry's gonna rap, and then, you know, fucking, what's his name? Lil Uzi Vert might rock up, and then, you know, we go into one place and fucking Ice Spice is just rapping on the oh geez, I'm like going blank. This coffee's going right through me. On the the bar.
Podium? Bar.
She just stands up on a fucking, like, people would pay $300 for these tickets back home, and she just walks into a New York bar and starts rapping like it's nothing. And I think that's the part I love about it.
Do you know who that is?
No.
Neither.
Ice Spice.
I know the name, but I couldn't give you it. I'm not rapping as... We love our music, but as we kind
Ice
of...
Spice?
No.
Do you know who Ice Spice is? Yeah. Are you kidding?
First I thought she meant something to do with the
got like
Spice Girls.
You know who I thought? You know where I thought you were going to say, what's his name? 90s. Vanilla Ice.
No.
I'm like...
I'd be doing one of these ones, just walking straight back out. Wait,
We
what
were
do you guys
born...
listen to?
Anything in the 50s or 60s, really,
No,
typically?
me, I know some... My mum, like Doris Day, is that too... You wouldn't know who that is.
I know of Doris Day. No, we like it. We quite like our Frank Sinatra kind of
Okay.
easy listening. Yeah. Oh, no, we're actually quite diverse in our music. Except,
Oh, yeah?
except.
I picked up on that.
except probably free or any type of rap. I don't listen to a lot of that. Or
Really?
heavy metal. Yeah.
Really?
They're mine too as well. I can't.
Heavy
really,
metal's good if you're in the gym.
Yeah.
Like Parkway Drive?
If it's if it's in the gym
Yeah.
for sure.
What about like...
Some of the old WWE themes, they're
Yeah.
alright.
What about 80s rock?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I used to love Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
And that kind of- yeah.
Oh my
Actually,
God.
I have been. I must say, even this morning driving in, I had Kiss on.
Yeah,
Really?
sick.
Because of the grand final.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, that
now,
was hectic,
I
yeah.
go through weird phases. Like if there's a movie about a band, or if there's, I just end
You're
up listening
hooked,
to them for
yeah.
like a good couple of months.
Yeah.
You're hanging with rappers though. That's a totally different.
Wow.
Look, New York's a fun place.
So-
That's what I'm going to say.
But it sounds like they're just more welcoming.
Yeah, that's what I love. And I think it's way more diverse than Australia, you could imagine. And I think that's why I'm half American, but that's why I find myself over there a lot, because I can let my hair down, no one judges, and it's America. Like, you
I
can
agree.
literally do anything. Have you guys been to the US?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so good.
It's been like it's one of my favorite places to go.
Yeah.
And for that reason too.
Yeah.
It's just,
You can breathe. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, other than their politics.
Yeah,
and
don't
everything,
talk
I wouldn't
politics.
do it.
Yeah.
Take me to where the bars and the sport is.
Yeah.
Just-
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's fashion in a nutshell for me. I just love it. I'm so surprised you guys don't know who I
Oh
Spice
gosh,
is.
I
feel embarrassed.
I knew you looking at me, and I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll listen to some
Jesus.
songs after. And
I don't
we
know if
might
you'll like 'em.
jog,
If
We
you
might
don't listen
jog.
to rap.
jog
Keep
them.
chatting, and I'm gonna look.
At least
You
look,
put it through
find
the
a photo of it.
No, we'll get demonetized if you put it through there. So don't do
That's
that. I was going to ask you, have you ever considered or thought about merging the two, so fashion and athletics? Would you ever do active wear kind of range of
Yeah.
some kind of design or anything?
So I had 2 collections with Jagged, my sponsor. That was
Okay.
awesome. In 2020 and
Is that them?
2021.
Them doesn't sound.
You wrote Ice Spice. Ice.
Oh, Ice Spice. I wrote Ice Spice.
I spy with my little eye. That ain't Ice Spice.
That's what I thought.
Even I picked up that it was ICE. ICE.
I can't believe you don't know who she is.
Oh gosh, I thought it was. I
Actually,
thought it was a guy.
Oh,
No, do you guys like country?
yeah. I
Guess
do.
who I'm going to in December?
Luke Bryan.
Yeah. Zach
Oh.
Bryan.
Oh, Zach Bryan. So,
Are you
there
going?
you go. No, but my cousins are just obsessed with Zach Bryan.
He's so
Yeah.
good. Okay, if you guys
Sold
can get
out
a
quick,
ticket,
apparently.
go.
Really?
Go. Oh, so good.
We're getting excited for Robbie. We got Robbie
Robbie
Oh,
tickets.
when's that?
It's November. Isn't
November,
it? I'm
yeah.
shattered. I miss Paul McCartney.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, yeah,
we're
yeah.
big Beatles fans.
Yeah.
See, what's he going to do without the... Does he have songs away from the Beatles? Like, what's
No, but
gonna...
he just. I went last time. He just sings Beatles songs. And
Oh, that's
yeah. He just sings
sick.
all the it's unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I
But,
just love his daughter. Beatles cool, but his daughter's a fashion designer.
Oh,
I
of
was gonna say,
course.
Stella, yeah.
Right. Yeah. But tell us more. Sorry, we cut you off with the
it's all right.
the jagged thing. So, what was your involvement there?
So I got to design a collection with one of their head designers, or 2 collections, and that was really cool because I obviously got to be creative, and that was fun. We had a little launch party and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
cool.
I've always thought about coming out with a collection, but I think of my own. But I think I like styling and creative direction more. So like I'd love to host fashion parties and photo shoots and video shoots, and even in America, I just love connecting people with one another because who knows what you can create, right? So that's probably the path I'd head down instead of designing because I've seen the process and I've lived a little bit of it.
Yep.
I do not have time.
Yeah,
I just simply don't have time for that. And I think what they do is incredible, but yeah.
How mate, this is going down a different topic, but like, how long have you been a vegan for? You mentioned you're a vegan, and it's talked about so often, and I'm sure you fucking hate talking about it. But
No.
Like, how long you've been?
It'll be 10 years next year.
Okay.
Yeah, long time. I just did it for the animals. Like, I don't know. At the time, it was slowly becoming a thing, and I remember my now ex was like, "We should just do it," and he used to love all different kinds of diets, and I think I just did it to shut him up. And I was like, yeah, sure. And then I researched it more and I thought, fuck, that's just so sad. Like seeing them be slaughtered and killed is like breaking my heart. But I know it's not for everyone, I guess. But for me, it actually does work in terms of like my health and recovery and sleep and whatever. For me, I do love the diet. So
Yeah, I was going to ask, what are the pros and cons from an athletic point of view?
Pros,
if any.
For me, definitely my recovery and just illness. I had not been sick in 10 years because of it.
Wow.
Yeah, I used to get tonsillitis twice a year religiously. As soon as I went vegan, I never got it again. I would sleep, I would finish a massive session, wake up, feel like I was, 18 years old, just like unbreakable. And then, I just, overall, it's like it just cleansed my body of whatever the fuck was going on in there.
Yeah.
But then again, it doesn't work for everybody. And then I would say the cons, the fact that fucking soy milk and oat milk at a cafe when you order it in your coffee just costs $1 million. Like, can we stop? It's so annoying.
It is disappointing.
It's just like it's the exact same. The price of soy is the same amount as regular milk. So why don't we just stop?
That's true. Actually,
jacking up those prices.
Do you go soy?
I'm a soy girl.
Not an almond.
Oh no! Every man in Melbourne seems to like almond lattes. What is with that?
I'm an oat.
Oat's good.
I was
oat's like
for a
nice and sweet.
I gave up caffeine though, but I was oat latte.
Why'd you give up caffeine?
Because headaches.
Yeah,
I get them every day. If I hadn't had a coffee by 3 o'clock, like it's terrible headaches. So
Really?
I'm just like, I'm just gonna cold turkey it. It took 6 weeks of headaches, and now it's good.
How bad is tonsillitis, by the way? It is the worst, honestly.
You've had it, yeah?
Oh, I used to get it all the time as well.
Fucked.
Yeah,
And then glandular fever. Did you get that after?
No, I didn't.
Did you get glandular fever?
Yeah, the kissing one.
Yeah.
Like 10 kids in our high school got it.
It's easy to trace where it came from. Yeah, you can't just blame anybody.
They're all like messaging each other like, are you fucked? Yeah, I'm fucked.
That's a hard one to recover from.
No, it was a whole year and a half. My mum didn't believe me. She thought I was lazy. And then we took the blood test. She was like, oh, go have a nap. I'm like, don't you feel
Shout out to my
sorry for me?
sister Pippi. She went through the exact same thing.
Well, what did we have? We had that. Oh, I had the EBV virus or something, and that was it's like before you get glandular fever.
I was like, what kind of virus?
Yeah.
No, it's like
You need a couple pills to fix that one.
Yeah, let's not talk about that one. No, it's like before glandular, but I used to get tonsillitis all the time. Even my little sister, she got her tonsils out, but she would still get
Really?
tonsillitis.
What does that feel
Well, it's not tonsillitis. It's clearly still an infection, but it's in the back of your throat.
Yeah.
So
Shit's so annoying.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't let me get mine taken out for some weird reason.
maybe they were too big, or
Yeah, but like if I've had it, 8 times over the past 4 years, I was like, can we cut these fucking bad boys out or what?
isn't it amazing though? Like your diet, how big of a part it
Crazy.
plays.
Yeah.
You're big in it.
I do tell people like, do whatever you want, but the only thing I'd probably cut out for everyone is dairy. I think that was the
Really?
reason why I would get sick. Yeah, for sure. Dairy's just like the devil. Especially like, girls in their skincare and rah. Like, cut out that dairy and you might just get that glow.
Yeah, save yourself a few grand.
Yeah, oh God, skincare is so expensive.
Yeah, I don't do any skincare.
No.
Yeah, you guys are
We were sponsored by
every
one
single
for a while.
male on the planet, right?
Yeah,
I know.
Bit of soap, bit of water, once a
true.
week.
Yeah,
I'm a conspiracy theorist when it comes to skincare.
Yeah, really?
Well, that's my excuse. I say to my girlfriend when she goes, you really should. I say, yeah, I've got a theory though. If I put it on, it's going to make it worse. I have to keep buying it. But there's no, by the way, I must
It's like
say
moisturizer.
though, but I got to say, there's no I've got no evidence to prove that. That's just.
I mean, you don't
that's
have
my
pause,
excuse for not. Yeah,
and girls would pay millions for that.
That's one thing I was lucky with. But you're in season. Tell us about your diet. How do you count calories or anything like that? How do you stay in shape? Apart from obviously all the training, but I mean, like
Training and sobriety, you mean?
was that your main thing? Is that the main thing that affects you?
No, I think I had this dietitian, Lucy, back in 2016, and she was amazing. She set out a meal plan for me for every single day that I was training. So it would change Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whether it was high intensity, low intensity, or a day off. And she would be like, okay, at this time you need to eat this, don't eat here, do this, do that. And my body it was like clockwork. And that's what I'm doing is going off of this old diet. But I don't really like to count calories. I don't weigh myself anymore because when I did, I think I went under 60 kilos, which is a lot for a girl that's 5'10", which is really low, right? Really light. And I was forced into getting BMI testing every 3 weeks. And
is that the body fat testing?
And I was like, you can't do shit in 3 weeks. Like, that was really tough on myself mentally. And I didn't run as well. So I kind of just went back to what Lucy said, followed her diet. I don't listen to anyone else and I don't stand on scales. But I think when you've been in it for so long, you just know the difference between right and wrong. Yeah, like we learned it at school, that fucking pyramid of like vegetables and shit.
Yeah. Honestly, it's the most basic thing, but it's the most effective. Like we all get pulled by different diets and fads, but at the end of the day, if you just stick to the basics.
I think that's what everyone needs to kind of strip it back to is like, what actually works? What's the easiest and it's the cheapest method is just stare at that fucking triangle. Or pay someone, because I understand people do have certain health issues and whatever, so they do need a bit more guidance. I can fall off the bandwagon, so I allow myself on Friday to eat whatever I want because I just go crazy. I can't be...
Well, what do you eat?
Yeah, what do you like?
All my friends will tell you. I could call anyone. I'm like, what am I eating on a Friday? Nothing else but fries.
Really?
Oh, fuck.
Even the word just sounds yum.
Yeah, fries.
Is that Lord of the Fries? Are they the vegan fries?
I'll eat, just French fries. As long as they've got to be the skinny ones as well. I don't
okay,
like the
shoestring fries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I wish
tomorrow,
we knew. We would have got some in.
No.
You can't. Yeah.
And Goji. Have you guys been?
What's that?
It's, do you know Yarraville, the area?
Not very well.
Like across the Westgate Bridge.
Yeah.
We're East Siders, yeah.
It's across the Westgate. There's this little place called Yarraville, but it's got some of the best food in Melbourne.
Okay.
I have heard that actually. Yeah.
And a nice little park in the centre where everyone just goes and eats. But there's a
That's cute.
Yeah, what do you call it? Like frozen yogurt place called Goji.
Oh, stop.
It's the best, and it's all vegan and organic, right? Sounds like, oh god, bland.
Yeah.
I've taken all of my friends, and they're like, yeah, this is the best frozen yogurt.
Really?
Hands down. Like fuck Yoji.
I had Yoji last night.
It shits on Yoji. Wait,
really?
Are you a fruit? Don't tell me you're a fruit yogurt person.
I'm
You can make that at home. I hate when people get fruit in their
I'm
yogurt.
no good in the kitchen. I'm useless.
Yeah.
I'm useless.
Do you cook like yourself, like, or do you like? Because I'm just thinking, lots of athletes get like they're on these certain meal like companies, and they're obviously ambassadors. Like, do you do your own cooking? Being a vegan. That's a no.
No, I'm busy. That's my excuse.
Yeah. Fair.
Oh, this is so bad. I have to be honest because my friends will drag me through the mud. I fucking hate cooking.
Yeah.
But I'm really good
Me
at
too.
it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've just found out I'm really good at it because I only just started. But big Uber Eats girl, looking for a sponsorship if you guys want to sponsor me.
Oh, that would be a good one.
But big Uber Eats girl, my roommate's like, no, we're taking you. You actually have to walk or drive to Coles. You live around the corner. I'm a Woolies girl, so I'm like, let's go to Woolies. But I used to get Milk Run. Have you heard of Milk Run?
I have.
I love it. They just bring it to you. And now I'm trying to not be lazy. I'm trying to go out, make my own food.
So you don't even go to buy.
I'm so
you don't even buy the
lazy.
ingredients.
What?
Okay.
Milk Run, they bring it to you. But I say it's because I'm always...
I think Daniel's disappointed.
I'm always on the move. I'm always on the move. I'm always on the go. But now I am forcing myself because it's the Olympic year. I do want to, change certain habits that I think I've just fallen off the bandwagon with. And with this diet that I had in 2016, I have to cook again. And my housemate always gives me shit. All my friends are giving me shit. So I'm just trying to prove to them that I can live a normal life. I'm just lazy. It's nothing else. You get home from training from work, you're answering emails, going to photo shoots, flying everywhere. I'm like, that green little fucking thumbnail looks pretty. Oh, it says Uber Eats. Okay, cool.
Yeah, fair enough.
Ding dong. Yeah.
We shouldn't give them that much of a shout out. They're not paying us.
Gosh.
No, we're in talks with another brand at the moment. we can't mention that yet either. So that's
Okay.
all.
No, it's a safe space. What is
That's
it?
all. Off air. I was going to ask. This is a random question, but we were kind of chatting prior to you coming in. And we're like, should we ask this?
No.
No. Are you big on like Instagram Reels and TikTok? Do you scroll? Do you watch? Are you a consumer of content? There's somewhere where this is going, by the way. Just wondering. That's just a precursor to the question.
Instagram. I'm shopping on Instagram. TikTok. I restarted. I downloaded the app again like late last year, and it's cool because I don't actually have that many followers, like 700, so I can just post whatever I want. I fucking
What's
love
on
it.
TikTok?
It's just nice because it's
Freedom.
like, when you don't have 100,000 or whatever followers, I feel like I can just be myself. And if you don't like it or you do, like, whatever.
No, they're not nice on TikTok. I'll give you the hot tip there. But
I just love memes, like real funny, like dark humor memes and cat memes. My friend has a cat, and now that's all that's fucking rocking up on my phone. So,
well, we had a dark humor guy come on the show a few weeks ago.
Really?
And, oh, gee, did that get us into some trouble?
really?
No, it wasn't too bad. But I was going to ask you, running content.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Nah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Came out way too quick.
Yeah.
Well, that's the
For
end of it.
myself or to watch?
Well, I was interested in your thoughts, and when you see it, would you ever make it eat too?
Would I ever make it?
Yeah.
I mean,
Or do you look at it and not like it for?
I'll like it. Like if it's
Yeah.
a friend, I'll always support for sure. But for me, it's just like, fuck, I do this every day. Why do I want to look at one foot in front of the other? Like, that's just me though, because I do love my life outside of athletics. I would make more of it, and I wish I did because it's good for your brand and for people to know I'm not retired yet. But I'm also like, my coach doesn't understand how to do all that filming. The guy that my friend Sean, who usually does do all my videography, is really busy at the moment, and I don't want to just hound him for his time.
Yeah.
And when we're at the track, it's just let's just train, you know. So I do admire the girls that can do it and the men that can do it, but for me, it's just like.
Well, if you could take us behind the scenes in Paris, that'd be great.
Oh, that I can
Yeah,
do.
stuff like that.
The Olympics,
Olympic
if I
Village?
make it, if I make the Olympics, I'll be like, I won't post during that time,
Yeah.
but I'm going to grab all this content, and I think...
Come straight back on the dos&d
No,
show.
yeah, if you invite me, I will, and we can just fucking...
Can we just go?
Because I want to... That was the thing, like, as I said, when we get older, we just stop caring about what people think.
Yeah.
I think if I do go to Paris, fingers crossed, I'm going to... professional athlete, and then do like some after dark. This is really what goes on. Not
I wanna
not
see
all
that.
of it, but to let people understand, like,
Yeah.
and even athletes, this is really what it's like being an Olympian. Because that's the one thing that does kill me about the sport and about the Olympics in general is I understand that there are rules and regulations and sponsors, and you have to keep face and blah blah blah. But they wonder why there's no eyes on the sport, except for the men's 100-meter dash and the women's, pretty much just the sprints. But it's because it's quick, easy personalities. And I think we should show that more in athletics to get more people in. But, you know, if you start showing a bit of personality, there's always someone to tear you down.
Yeah.
And I wish athletes had more freedom to just allow themselves to be who they wanted unapologetically. Because what you sometimes see online, and I totally get it because I've been there, but then what you see behind the scenes, it's like, fuck, mate. Like,
Yeah.
people would love to see this shit. So I think I will do it.
Please do.
Could you
Please
imagine
I
I'm
would love that.
cancelled, sponsors lost, I'll be coming here looking for a job.
I actually heard something. I was listening to a podcast on the way here, and it actually put the shit into perspective with what you were saying. Like, who really cares? But it was like, if you zoom out far enough, you actually can't even see the Earth.
Yeah.
So like, we're so tiny. Like,
We're insignificant,
and we're
really.
going to die pretty soon. So just like,
Thanks, guys.
well,
I don't know about you, but I plan on living for...
soon meant in the next 100 years. That's what I meant. But like, it shouldn't. Unfortunately, just because of your situation, you've got obviously a brand uphold, but like, it just shouldn't matter.
Yeah, and I'm at that point now where I just don't care. And if
Yeah.
you want me, you want me. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah.
And it's quite funny. People want you more when you are yourself.
100%.
But
yeah.
I think I do always say this to athletes, and this is probably the only bit of advice that I'll give today. The rest is about drinking and not fashion.
Tattoos and drinks. That's
Yeah.
going to be the title of the pod. Yeah.
But I would say is like what I think I mentioned it before, is to like find what it is that you like away from your sport and attack that on social media as well as your sport. Because once people realize you're like a multi-hyphenated person, then they want to work with you because you've got so many different attributes, not just I run.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, cool. A million people do that. Like,
Yeah.
So I think it is cool to have a bit of versatility.
And when you
really.
retire, you've got something else to...
Yeah, because you don't want to be... It's sad seeing all those athletes crumble and they're like, fuck, I've lost my identity. I've lost this. I've lost that. I'm like, yeah, well, I know they say all eggs in one basket, but when that basket's empty,
Yeah.
what are you like? What the
Exactly.
fuck? Yeah.
One of my final questions, because we've taken enough of your time,
Oh,
but
I was actually enjoying it.
let's keep going for another hour. No, but one of my final questions was, do you have a bit of a cap within yourself of when you might retire, or when you're looking at kind of finishing up? Are you looking at France as like that's going to be your last Olympics, or are you looking beyond that? Or do you not even think about it?
No, I have thought about it. And I have this, I'm a planner, even though I'm the most spontaneous person you'll ever meet. Like, I thought I was sitting still. I'm off to America next Friday. So my life can change at any point. I want to go to Paris.
Yep.
Whatever happens, I'll have to obviously sit down with my friends and family and coach and be like, all right, what's the plan? After that, I wouldn't mind, like, maybe having kids or something, getting into criminal psychology, partying a little bit, take some time off, because the Olympics, you have a massive come down. It's fucked.
Yeah.
It's really emotional. But then I do want to go to LA. So whether I run in between Paris and LA is up for discussion, but LA is one of my favorite cities. A lot of my friends are there. I want to show my other friends from here what LA is like, away from Disneyland and fucking Santa Monica and an LA Lakers game. But the other thing is I'll be like 30, I think I'll be 33 in LA.
Okay.
33 turning 34 because I'm October. So it's just depends on my body and what it can do. So yeah, when I think a lot of people are waiting for me to kick the bucket and retire, but fuck that.
No, we're not. I can't wait to watch the next few years unfold for you.
Yeah.
Watching.
And to be honest, we could have kept chatting for ages more.
I know,
It's been a really, really good chat, and we've absolutely loved it. And like you said, like seeing a certain side, or not a certain side, the real side to an athlete, I think is so important.
Yeah.
And you obviously try to do that your very best. But for us to have you do that on our show, we're just so
thanks,
grateful.
guys.
So
appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on.
I appreciate it.
And looking forward to a tequila shot or two.
I was just about to say we should do a testing. Questions
I
in tequila.
can't
Could you
even
imagine?
smell tequila anymore.
I can.
I fucked up bad overseas.
Can we actually do
I'll tell you off air.
a tequila testing like after Paris?
Press the stop button.
Yeah, and we'll bring a tattoo gun.
I've got an idea, right? And we just pitched this. So we've been creating off on the sides.
Not a running challenge.
We've got we do dos&d dchallenges, right? With our special guests, and they come in and they show us, they put us through our paces. We've done surfing. We've done backflips on bikes. We've been in V8 cars. We're about to do an art one. We've got sport ones galore. Maybe we could do a running challenge with you, and the loser, then maybe the tattoo gun comes out, or the tequila shots come out.
Oh, the tequila shots are coming out. I'm losing on purpose.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure about. Yeah, you'll kill me in running. So.
And how far though? Because I'm still getting back.
I've got a
into sprinting.
hernia.
Well, you might not have.
Well,
you might not have to run. You literally can just host it. You don't have to run.
cool.
You can punish the loser.
Can we do a beer mile?
What's that?
What's that?
So
Oh my! Oh,
it's on the
is that as
track. You
bad
run
as
a mile. Every lap, you have to chug a beer
love
before you
that.
can continue.
Can we change it to cider? And we're on.
You can, a cider mile.
Done.
No, tequila mile.
I'm not shaking any hands yet.
You can drink of your choice, but it has to be the same.
Give me 6 months of training, and I mean.
Oh, you got
sometimes
time.
You just got to dive into
It's going to be
deep
after
end.
Paris.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'll actually join that.
All right, let's do it.
Of course
All
I
right.
would.
Perfect.
All right, we'll wrap this podcast.
We'll get Will along.
Yeah.
You'd actually win. No, he's not coming on.
But thanks again, Morgan. Really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. It's been pleasure.
Thanks, guys.